I'm starting my new channel off in the spirit of post-partisanship. Now, in order to do that, I have to mention that the GOP equals fail. Now, let's talk about that. What do we have on our plate? On our plate today, we have 46 million people without health insurance. 46 million uninsured. We have a recession inherited from the Bush administration and their policies. So this is what happens when policies fail. We're living it right now. It's called a recession. It's called a depression. That's what happens when policies fail. Okay? We'll get back to that later. And on top of all that, we have two wars that we're funding during the recession. Now, who do we have tackling our challenges? Well, we have an incredibly popular President Obama and his administration. Approval ratings higher than the last several presidents, including Carter, all of that. So he's getting moderate support, he's getting support from moderates, and he's getting support from some Republicans. Very popular president. And who's Obama working with? A party led by Rush Limbaugh. Tackling some of the great modern problems that we've faced as a country. We have a party led by Rush Limbaugh. For some contrast in the Congress. Okay? Now, Rush Limbaugh, he is the leader of the Republican Party, as Michael Steele found out the hard way, because all Michael Steele did was get on the D.L. Hughley show and said, "I'm the leader, not Rush Limbaugh." And by the next day, he was bowing at Rush Limbaugh's feet and kissing his fat tail. Now he knows that Rush is the leader of the Republican Party. He made a mistake, and his days are numbered, because that was an awful mistake. Now, Rush came out and said very clearly he hopes Obama fails. And then, the media is so funny. They were like, well, he said he hopes his policies fail. Oh, yeah, that makes it a little better. No, it doesn't, because we know what happens when policies of an administration, policies of the leader of the country, we know what happens when they fail. It's called 46 million people uninsured. It's called a recession. Like I've told you. Misery loves company. The GOP knows that their policies were an epic failure. They want Obama to join them. Now, what that means is a depression, because we're already in a recession. We're already there. So that means a depression. Anything, whatever. Depression, okay, whatever. These are the top richest 2% of the country, so they're going to feel a depression last. Anyway, so if that's what it takes for them to get back on top and increase their wealth, well then so be it. They're going to have to, there are levels of survival that they are willing to endure. If you've seen The Matrix and The Architect, he said that. And the strategy of sabotage is what the Republican Party, the GOP, is all about in Congress. A senator even recently discussed strategy to oppose the Obama administration, and he's literally taking cues from Al-Qaeda. So they've declared war on his administration and his policies. They don't want anything to help the country unless they can say that they did it, that they were responsible for it. So here we are now. We're in the midst, because Obama talks a lot about being bipartisan. He shouldn't waste his time. Nobody would want him to waste his time with Republicans in Congress who are led by Rush Limbaugh. Instead, there are conservatives in the country who may have valuable critiques, but they're not tainted by the whole Washington culture. So they'll be able to offer some valuable feedback to the president, and he does reach out to them. And we've got to make sure that the media knows that the Republicans in Congress aren't the only Republicans or conservatives in the country. And Obama's definitely reaching out. He has high approval ratings. So he's doing his part. The Republicans are still working up their strategy of sabotage. Now, keep all this in mind because we have movements coming up. Universal health care. 46 million people uninsured during a recession. And you know, a family, it only takes one medical emergency to send them from getting by day to day to a complete collapse. That needs to be handled now. And this isn't a new problem because you're going to have to keep this in mind. This is not new because Republicans are going to swear up and down that they have solutions. They have new solutions. They have positive counter solutions to what Obama's going to do. Well, where were they? We've seen them, and we're here. So unless they've come up with new solutions, like really, really new, like within the past week or so, they're full of crap. You know, oh, yeah, thank you for telling us that 46 million people are uninsured. We're on that now. Thank you. Oh, my God, we have to get to work. That's the Republicans. This isn't new. This is something Democrats have been fighting tooth and nail for a while. And now it's a huge problem, thanks to Republican rule stopping every single effort, practically. You know, we have had some success getting more children insured. We had to fight tooth and nail for that. But now we're in a position where we can finally do something about it and not talk about it anymore. It's crippling our economy. It's the top expenditure, and we can't afford to go without universal health care. We have to talk about the budget. Again, we're going to be able to walk the talk finally on a green economy, on education. And Republicans are going to swear up and down that, again, they have positive solutions that they, for some reason, couldn't come out with, probably because they were too busy trying to take away Social Security and privatize that, which if that would have happened, it would have been up, a whole bunch of our seniors would be up the creek because they almost got that through, but we stopped that. So this is the tone that I'm going to set with my new channel. Post-partisanship doesn't mean pandering and appeasing Rush Limbaugh. Post-partisanship is doing what the president's doing now. He has high approval ratings. It means he's getting support from independents, getting support from Republicans. And the Republicans in Congress can't hide from that for too long and hide behind Rush Limbaugh for too much longer. That's it.